I know we've come here and, we've got something to give, but what do you want to know?
So we actually give them an opportunity to ask questions as well from their perspective. It was pretty cool,
We spoke about everything. If it was to do with relationships, if it had to do with sex, if it had to do with business, if it had to do with music, purpose, relationship with God, any subject, we were like, it's a free-for-all, ask anything that you want, and by the wisdom that God's given us, we will answer.
We began the concert after the workshop. The presence of God was so tangible there, It wasn't about me, it wasn't about any of the guys. People wanted to connect with their maker, which is Jesus. And we know there's gonna be amazing testimonies there. I told the youth leaders that they should continue with whatever we had started for the youth to become more involved at their church programs. That was Chongwe. Man, it was so dope. I had a great time. The following morning, we had to hit the road for Chisamba. My brother Jean, we just didn't do music there, but he was actually given an opportunity to actually preach, what was pretty cool.
I was so honored that they would even open up their pulpit to someone like me who they don't know at all.
We did the same thing, workshop, spoke to the young people. I heard their questions. They had plenty of questions, and it was nice to just see them be very open and be very free.
One of the days that we were in Lusaka, we got to do like a media day.
Voices sounding funny. That day was just destined for interviews, both radio and TV. And one thing I liked so much about generally the entire press in Zambia is how much they love faith content,
Played some of our songs. We got to take some of the calls, SMSs, people talking.
Media is very selective, and they try to stay away from faith, because they try to be politically correct, But one thing I like about the press in Zambia is that, they are not ashamed of saying, look, we love faith content, and you don't have to mask it. So we started with the first TV station. We just moved from one station to the other. It was TV, radio, and then we hit the road that evening. We actually left the actual town, Lusaka, quite late. Man, the traffic in Lusaka it was almost 2 hours just before us to leave Lusaka.
That drive from Lusaka through Ndola to Kitwe was long.
It gave us a chance to get on each other's nerves a little bit. We hit the road for Kitwe.
Now, Kitwe is special because Kitwe is where Jay grew up.
And mom is so sweet, man. She made us some good food. We were super tired, we were dirty, we were hungry, but it was nice to just get home, be refreshed. Then the following day was back to business as usual. We went to the Taco Chapel. That's where the events were. We went there in the morning, praise and worship, and we just spoke to the guys that opened the entire event, and we just shared 2 songs there. I don't know, maybe I'm just biased and crazy about African worship, but I think it sounds pretty cool,
They worship. Like, I understand we worship, but they worship. It's like worship or nothing.
When we were rehearsing for the tour, one of the songs of the album, Glory, just in the spur of the moment while we're rehearsing, God just dropped in my spirit that, you need to translate part of this into Bemba.
Me and Jay Satin, Jay translated some of Glory into Bemba, and it was amazing. Everywhere we went, every city, every place, every church, everywhere that we got to minister, we sang the song Glory, and it was just eaten up by everybody.
Everywhere we went, the way God used that song is just amazing. I think it was also like surprising for the guys to hear a Bemba hook and then have rap lyrics on it. It was quite different, and it was a nice surprise, and God used it so well, man. In the evening, was the time for the concert. The concert, man. This concert in Kitwe was very special for me, because I think it's the first time that my mom has we were born like this, you know, just like in ministry, no flaws, no blemish, just having her there to see me how I've grown in the Lord was pretty awesome. Was quite emotional. Jean should have had something that day that he didn't share with the rest of us, because the praise and worship was crazy, man.
And we only started the meeting at 9:15 at night. Man, we were done out of that place by like 12, or between 11:30 and 12, and completely wrecked. Just left it all out there, just left it all on that stage, and just worshipped God and jammed and jumped and sang, and man, it was amazing.
The Holy Spirit has just like lit up that place. The environment was just like beautiful, man.
Being the person behind the camera, like on the floor, seeing people and seeing Jay and Jean and everything else up there, God was moving, and it was indescribable.
It was so cool. In Kitwe, I was helped by Sharon and Kondwani. Man, they did a fantastic job, man. They just made the song sound so good. They backed me up so nice. And afterwards, man, did the same thing. We just opened up the floor and just made the outer call for God's people.
People again coming forward, receiving Christ, receiving grace, receiving healing.
And I think that is the highlight of the tour. You know, just like after all these moments of doing music and speaking, but just that seeing that person or those people just come forward, say, look, I want to reconnect with God. I think that for me that is a priceless thing, and that is what makes everything worth it. And it was just so nice to see. The guys were like super. They were just awesome, man. The energy they ran with us from till the very end. That day, man, that evening, I think. I don't think I actually even spoke to the guys that evening. I was like super spent. I remember making movements of eating, but I actually don't remember eating as well. I didn't even change. I just like hit the bed and just crashed. The following morning, we just had to go do some songs, and then afterwards spoke to the guys, and then took on their many questions as well.
Who we are and what we do and how God wants to do work not only through us but through them.
And just shared with them what God has taken us through, our experiences as well. After the workshop, I remember we just took some time, each of us, to just spend some time with Jesus and just chill out for a little bit. Got some energy back and in preparation for